name is Nell. Some universities will appoint a study leader for a PhD student only after the research proposal has been accepted. Of course, this is different for a master's degree student because they don't do a study proposal. The university will mostly appoint an academic who has specialized knowledge of the field in which you plan to do your research. Appointing a professor who is an expert in the field of your research will not always be possible. In practice, it often happens that students approach a professor for advice and then also ask them to be their study leader. Regardless of how you and your study leader came together, the possibility of conflict always exists. Some prospective students will not be aware of the challenges that they and their study leaders will face. We tend to be optimistic about new relationships, and this is not limited to social relationships. I need to emphasize, though, that the possibilities of conflict that I discuss in this post are exceptions. Study leaders and students are adults, and most of them know how to interrelate and cooperate in an objective and mature manner. It even happens that study leaders and their students become good friends. Even so, you should be aware of things that could go wrong. And the better you are prepared for the possibility, the better will you be able to deal with it, should it happen. Here are some examples of things that can go wrong between you and your study leader. A study leader might decide early in the relationship that the student will not be successful merely because they don't like each other. A study leader might discriminate against a student based on race, gender, religion, gender orientation, appearance, and so on. Even if the study leader does not discriminate, the student might sometimes accuse the study leader of discrimination. It can happen that the student and study leader can become emotionally and physically involved to the extent that the relationship damages the quality of research being done. A study leader might make unacceptable advances towards a student, and the student can make unacceptable advances towards the study leader. I don't think making advances is always a problem, but it is risky, especially if the attraction is not mutual or if the student uses it to obtain undeserved good results. Attempts at bribery and corruption are always possible. Some of you might think of other possible obstacles. Perhaps we should consider the duties and responsibilities of the parties to a study relationship first before we discuss ways in which to manage and avoid conflict. The prospective study leader often arranges for the student to deliver a research proposal. The study leader should act as advisor on the layout and structure of the thesis or dissertation. The study leader should also assist you with the academic content of your research. The study leader will also evaluate your work at intervals to which you will agree in advance. The study leader will tell you when your thesis or dissertation is ready to be submitted. Good study leaders make their rules and expectations for the project clear from the word go. The following are issues that you should agree on: how regularly you will meet, the preferred method of communication. This can include emails, phone calls, meetings at the study leader's office, and so on. Mastery of methods and timelines for the completion of sections of your research. Some universities require doctoral students to do some lecturing. This needs to be cleared out with your study leader. The monitoring, evaluation, and reporting of your progress. You as the student will be responsible for the following. You need to focus on gaining new knowledge and skills and not just obtaining a PhD or a master's degree certificate. The factual content, logical development of arguments and conclusions arrived at are your responsibility. You will need to plan your research timetable. Your study leader might help you with this. You will need to submit sections of your thesis or dissertation for evaluation in accordance with the timeline for your research. Changes suggested by you or your study leader might sometimes need to be submitted to the postgraduate committee for approval. This will, for example, be necessary if the changes that you have in mind will also change the purpose of your research or any other changes that might impact on the grounds upon which your research proposal was accepted. You must show acceptable progress. Your research report must be entirely your own. You will need to submit a statement to this effect once you have completed your work. You should discuss your progress, work and ideas with your study leader. Nobody else may revise your work or do your work for you. Family and friends may help with proofreading. It is always a good idea to have your thesis or dissertation language edited once you have completed it. Always ask your study leader for consent before you use external assistance with your research. Keep in mind that you are probably not the study leader's only postgraduate student and they have other work as well. Do not ignore the recommendations of your study leader without discussing it with him or her first. You must obtain permission from the university to publish your thesis or dissertation or any part of it. Here are some hints on how to avoid, resolve, or manage conflict. You and your study leader should have a set of shared expectations. That is why you need to get along well from the word go. Both of you need to be aware of the constraints under which the other works, and you should respect the fact that your study leader cannot spend all his or her time on helping you. The study leader should abide by the principles of adult learning. Both you and the study leader should accept responsibility for achieving success. My study leader assured me that he would feel personally responsible if I do not successfully complete my doctoral studies. The study leader should create in the student a desire to achieve success. And there are many ways in which a student can be motivated. After I submitted the first chapter of my dissertation for my first PhD, my study leader worked through it, sent it back. It was an absolute bloodbath. I immediately understood that I would have to work hard, so I was motivated. The study leader and you must make the study process attractive and fun. My second study leader and I went for breakfast regularly, and then at the same time we would discuss the research and the progress and all that. Set the timeline against specific objectives to achieve and manage it well. Arrange reading and discussion sessions. The study leader must become actively involved in your research but must not do the work for you. The study leader must also know and tell you when he or she feels that you should carry on your own. You will probably reach a point where you will know more about the topic of your research than your study leader. And then you will have to carry on your own. The study leader should provide guidance and support and must make sure that you as a student grow all the time. Communicate as often as is realistically possible. You must accept responsibility for your own studies. Mutual respect and good leadership can contribute substantially to the success of your research. The study leader should allow you to decide when you are ready to be evaluated. The timetable is an important management tool, but it is not cast in concrete. In summary, PhD and master's degree students are adults and they should be treated as such. Of course, they should also behave like adults. The study leader may not do research or write any part of the thesis or dissertation for the student. The study leader and student must cooperate and together accept responsibility for completing the study project successfully. If unavoidable, it might be necessary for the study leader and the student to sever their relationship. The longer it takes for you and the study leader to take this radical step, the more damage will it do to you and your study leader. Make sure that you know the policies and procedures of the university in this respect. I hope the hints that I shared with you in this video will help you to achieve success in your studies. Enjoy your studies, stay healthy. Thank you for watching my videos.